Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another videos, another paid request, this time from Edward. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it. PayPal's usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Links are down in the info box where it's at. And Edward, first I want to really thank you. Appreciate your generosity, your kindness, your support. Very appreciative. Thank you so much. There's the South Park episodes and now Status Shot. I really appreciate it, man. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Because I know some people weren't big on what I said about Status Shot. Granted, teach their own. I know it was a Breeze Sands 1993. They very much disagree with what I said. Oh well, we can't all like the same thing. That's fine. Teach their own. Like I said, the show just doesn't seem like it's for me so far. Even with these two episodes. I'll still keep doing it as long as Edward keeps sending them. Edward, that's up to you. Please feel free, man. As many as you want, feel free. I'm just going to be honest. Now, on a quick, because I'll get to the episodes, but my thoughts and Status Shot so far. I know, like Bree Sands mentioned, well, you can't judge on the first 5 episodes. I don't think that's true. I think you can judge on the first 5 episodes because, yes, I know I mentioned Ninja Turtles 2003. But also, even if I pit the first 5 episodes of Spider-Man, 90s cartoon, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the series, even Samurai Jack, which had Phil Lamar in it, who voices the lead character in this, MTV Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man. I could go on. The first 5 episodes of the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon. I just find either more style, more entertainment value, more likable voice acting. I found all those aspects a lot more to it so far in the first 5 episodes than I have with this show. I know this is a beloved show. This is 7.7, I forget, 6 on IMDb. That's fine. People can like whatever they want. It's just, I don't see what's awesome about this show, and I don't think I should have to wait till episode 5 of season 2, whatever it is, to get that. That's just me. You know, if I watch the first 5 episodes of Ninja Turtles, I see you meet Casey Jones, where Raphael, in a spout of rage, almost killed his baby brother with a pipe because he lost his cool and was regretful and almost killed his brother. And that's why he was so apologetic and then ran off and then met Casey Jones. And yes, there's goofy, silly stuff like all cartoons. Yes, the plots at times it's fight the bad guys. But like in a show like that, I see the animation style in the first episode alone with the anime touches and the split screens and the choreography of the action and the mood of the color, the lighting of the city to make it more darker, to try to be like the comic book. Or even Batman the Animated Series doing that. Or Superman with the bigger-than-life action and the voice work on Superman. And, you know, even MTV Spider-Man, the one with Neil Patrick Harris, how it tried to differentiate itself in the first episode alone. I did with the look, the style. Like here, I don't think the animation so far is that great. The animation just looks a bit cheap and a bit generic. So I don't think the animation, and there's a lack of style. I think the action scenes are pretty blasé so far. I mean, there's not a whole lot to the action scenes that really get my blood pumping. The villains seem, you know, very meh so far. Like you tell, okay, there's much more kid-friendly show. Okay, cool, teach their own. I mean, I can see that. I can understand that. Status Shock, we don't really know a whole lot about him so far, and we're 7 episodes in. It just, again, if you love it, that's cool. It's just not for me so far. Hey, maybe it could change. Maybe it could change. But episode 6 is called The New Kid. This I thought was one of the more boring episodes so far. Virgil, a.k.a. Status Shock, is sent to the seminar, Science and Tech, the Van Moore Institute. You have these 2 dickhead students, Trapper and Specs. Which I'm trying to think, like, was the voices... who I thought they were. I thought one of them was Patton Oswalt. I want to double check. And if that's the case, I'm not a fan of Patton Oswalt at all. Yeah, Specs. It was Patton Oswalt. I'm not a fan of that guy at all. If you're a fan of it, that's cool. It's just not for me. I know later on they come back and they become villains wearing suits, I believe. That's cool. Like I said, they didn't do much for me here other than being dicks. The lines of dialogue from Status Shock, I'm not big on his quips. Your punch is lunch, Mr. Roboto. When he's there, he's being treated poorly by those two guys. He's working with this girl named Daisy. So while he's working on there, you find out that Specs and Trapper, which I still think the names in this show are pretty lousy. Specs because he wears glasses. Trapper, what does he tear a trapper up his ass? I mean, they're working with a bad guy, and the bad guy is ahead of this Edwin Alva, head of this firm, who's one of the big bad guys in the show. I think he's the guy that helped release that gas that gave a lot of people these powers, and I don't want, well, in a way, mutations for some. But at this point, they're working on some robots, Specs and Trapper, so Status fights a couple of the robots. This one bit where he needs power, Static, so he touches a fuse box. It's like, yeah! Like he had an orgasm. That did kind of make me laugh, but not in the way it wanted. At one point, he's chased by a bigger robot. He brings a robot to Edwin Alva's place and says, okay, you guys calm down, or you don't hurt your boss. They go, oh, I can still get him. But they screw that up royally. Defeat the robot, save the day. He goes back to his school with his regular buddy. But Daisy has come by, and she wants to be shown around, so Virgil shows her around. That episode, I just thought there was nothing to it. I didn't really care about the story. I didn't really care about the action. Like I said, the style, I think, lacks flair. It lacks energy. It lacks crispness. A crisp quality. Can't even say the words. That's how dumb I am. Crispness quality. Like I said, there's not really much mood or atmosphere. It's not that kind of show. I get it. But it just, I don't find much charm to the characters so far. I like Phil Lamar. I think I like him more in Samurai Jack. Which that one episode alone was more mind-blowing than anything I've seen in the 7 episodes of this. So I know you say, well, that's not fair. I'm just saying, as a show that's been beloved and praised, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I could lie. But again, it's cool if you like it. It's cool if we feel differently. The only reason I brought up is because I'm cool with Bree Sands. That's fine. We disagree. I just want to state the person's concerns, and it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with having conversation and debates and fun. That's part of the internet. That's part of the fun of it. And you know, that person wasn't being mean or rude, so it's fun to have those type of conversations. It's fun for that type of stuff. At least to me, it is. But it's hard to convey that in text, because you don't know what someone's inflection of words are and stuff, so that's why I'm just doing on this. But anyway. Also, again, I know there are people who are fans of the show that haven't liked my opinion so far. That's cool. That's fine, just, oh well. But yeah, Child's Play is number 7. This I would say I liked a bit more. It's the idea that we've seen in the Twilight Zone and a lot of other episodes as well, where a kid has the power of imagination, could imagine anything. So, for example, this fountain becomes a cherry soda fountain. He wants to be close with his stepbrother, but his stepbrother wants nothing to do with him. So once he finds out that the kid can do these things, the stepbrother's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be your buddy," and tries to get him to do these bank robberies by lying to him and saying, "Oh well, we gotta help these poor people out, and these people have screwed over other people." So the kid will make like stuff he's seen in video games, so like either big sumo wrestlers or big robots or this spiked worm creature, and Status Shot has to fight them. At times he can't do a whole lot to them, but then at times he can. I would say what I didn't mind about it was I don't know. The story is a little bit more interesting, the setup. Where you have this guy using his little brother to selfish means and just being a complete other prick. And because the kid can create whatever with his imagination, you do get a variety of creatures. You did this plant man that looks like a killer cabbage creature. You have this one creature in the end that looks like a robot T-Rex. So the fact there's a variety of creatures throughout the episode, that's nice and helps with the pacing. And it's also a decent take on peer pressure, where this kid definitely and desperately wants to impress his stepbrother, wants to be close with him, but then realizes that this guy doesn't care about him. He's just using him. Static at one point is able to record this tape of the stepbrother saying this and plays it, which makes the kid stop what's going on for the better. Granted, a part of me wanted the kid to scare his stepbrother, like to do something to scare the guy. Or maybe the stepbrother tries to do something to Status Shock using some kind of vehicle, some kind of equipment, some kind of device, and then the kid uses his power to forcefully stop and protect Status Shock in that way. So he's been doing a lot of attacking Status Shock. Now he's going to do something to protect Status Shock. There's something a little bit extra I wanted to see from that, but that's just not the story we have. At times, I will admit the kid says some stupid things where these two kids are talking about which is a better basketball player, Shaq or Wilt Chamberlain. And then the kid's like, "Oh, this one I saw in the video game would tip both their asses." That's not how he puts it, but it's like, really, kid? I mean, you don't. I was kind of on the side of the other kids. Like, what? Okay. That'd be like me saying who would win in a fight, Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme. I said, Superman would beat the shit out of both of them. Not granted, it's a little kid, I get it, but he's the same age as the other kids, and it just made me go, I felt like those other kids. Like, really, dude? Some like robot from a video game? No kidding. Who would win, a boxing match? Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. The dribble hole would beat the shit out of him. Yeah, okay. Although Muhammad Ali did fight Superman in a comic book back in the day. There's that. But again, even then, the action scenes, like, he can't do, like, Status Shock can't do a whole lot to some of these characters except, like, the sumo guy avoiding or narrowly avoiding being stomped on. The Spike Worm, I think Yoko Martian, I think it was called. He's able to do something and shoot these fire pits that are near it to have it disintegrate. Now, granted, you think the kid, it's his imagination, so his imagination could be like, no, it doesn't have that weakness. This is my imagination. But I guess his imagination has to follow the rules as well of what game it came out of. Like, if I imagine Superman, It's my imagination of Superman. I just still imagine, nah, Kryptonite he's fine with as well. You know, because it is your imagination, but I'm thinking too much into it. But overall, like I said, the idea, the story, to have a bit more meaning of, you know, this kid being used by his big brother, stepbrother, you know, a little bit of heart to it. I can appreciate what he was trying to do, so I didn't mind the episode for what it was. So I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the episode. Just didn't mind for what it was. But again, that's just me. Again, as is. I mean, I wouldn't say I hate the show. It's just meh. I mean, even when I reviewed it before, I'm like, meh. It's nothing anger-inducing. It's nothing the worst show ever or the most overrated show ever. That it is kind of harmless. It's harmless. I do think a lot of it is very generic. I think a lot of it is very, you know, not all, but a lot of times fairly forgettable. I don't think the animation is that wonderful. It does look a bit cheaper in terms of animation. That's just me. And as I said, I wish there was a bit more style. I didn't to the camera, not camera, but I don't know, like the way they do the action scenes and make it a bit more exciting, different angles. Even like Batman Beyond, when I first saw a couple episodes of that, you know, they something really make itself above the norm compared to its other compatriots. I know you're. I know I'm expecting too much out of Status Shop. I'm just saying, like, whenever you have a cartoon, sometimes that's what you have to do to differentiate yourself. But I guess not, because, you know, people do like it. That's cool. But, yeah, for me, I would say generic is how I still feel about it so far. But again, that's just me. Again, thanks once again, Edward. Appreciate it, man. If you want to send more, please be my guest. I gladly would. You've been very generous. Thank you once again, Edward. Take care, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.